Gambling is everywhere now. Not just in Nevada, on your phone, in every sports game, everywhere you look. It's been spreading faster than anyone expected, and sometimes without being called gambling at all. How did sports betting and new kinds of gambling suddenly appear? Where is it coming from? And amidst all of this, something strange is happening to Las Vegas, gambling's old home. To find out, we need to go back to one decision that changed everything. On May 14, 2018, the US Supreme Court voted 6-3 to overturn the 1992 Amateur Sports Protection Act, or PASPA. The Supreme Court believed the federal statute prohibiting states from authorizing sports gambling was unconstitutional. So, what does this mean? PASPA stopped states from legalizing and regulating sports betting. The only place you could do it was in Nevada. But no more. First, Delaware legalized it the very next month. New Jersey had prepared the bill prior to the Supreme Court ruling and introduced the bill that day. Then came Mississippi, West Virginia, New Mexico, and soon it was everywhere.
It's legal, we'll repeat that it is legal. Top-rated sportsbook and it's the only one that's legal. You can bet parlays on Hard Rock Bet. Bet online or use the app instead. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida.
By 2020, it was legal in 20 states, and by 2025, in 38 states. It seemed like overnight, these apps were everywhere. FanDuel, BetMGM, Bet365, PointsBet, Fanatics, and the biggest, DraftKings. You couldn't escape them. From 2019 to 2021, advertising on sports betting climbed from about $100 million to just under $900 million, and it certainly feels like it. Gambling logos and ads are seen every 13 seconds during sports games, but worse was the celebrity advertising.
19.
Boom! DraftKings Casinos combining two things I love: touchdowns and bonus rounds.
Now you're in the ring with the king of sportsbooks. You know what to do.
With how deep the pockets of these companies are, they began to shell out big money for these endorsements. Floyd Mayweather, Michael Jordan, Drake, Post Malone, the list goes on and on. Yet there's one form of advertising that's even worse. But before we get to that, how are these apps any different? Aren't you just betting on whether a team wins or loses or scores so many points? Well, it goes much deeper. To understand, we need to talk about parlays.
No more yards. No more yards.
3 more points. 3 more points.
No more points.
This is where sports betting traps you the most. Instead of betting on a single stat, you combine them. It could be a two-leg parlay, like betting the Chiefs to beat the Broncos and then the Eagles to beat the Commanders. Decreasing the odds a ton, yes, but also increasing the payout. Or it can be a parlay with multiple stats in the same game or even the same player. It is now a bet. A quarterback's passing yards, goalkeeper saves, even player-based parlays exist, like LeBron James to score over 25.5 points. Some of these can be pretty ludicrous, but also lucrative. So why is this worse? Well, parlays change how you view gambling. You might have gotten 5 right, but just needed one more bit of your parlay. So instead of thinking, I bet wrong and lost, you think, I was so close, I can get it next time. It also doesn't help if you're in communities like r/sports betting, where you see people winning thousands every single day, making you feel like the big parlay is right around the corner. Of course, this is just survivorship bias, and people aren't going to post the 100 they lose. They're only going to post their wins even if they're still losing money overall. And if you do finally win, you'll likely drive right back in to chase that high.
Let's say you bet 100 and you win 150. Now you have 250 in your account.
Right.
Most people don't cash it out in order to transfer to their bank.
Oh,
so
I
it's
see what
still
you're
in the
saying.
app. You feel me?
Right.
Just like
Yeah,
at
now you
casinos, they give you a slip where you can cash out. They don't actually give you the money up front. You gotta go and the step further to actually cash out to get it. Most people don't do it. They just have it sitting in. Oh, now I got 250 in my FanDuel account.
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah, you're
Instead
right.
of cashing out the 150 you won,
Listen,
that's how they get you. They gotta get the extra step of cashing
that
out.
shit is a slippery slope.
But while you're watching the game for your parlay, you're bombarded with something else. Notifications. All day, exactly when the apps know you're likely to spend or haven't bet in a while. And while you're betting on parlays, they're also doing something else. While sports betting apps are killing it, the leagues themselves also love these apps. These apps keep you watching the games, watching to see if your parlay makes it. If you made multiple bets inside one game, you'll be watching all of it, analyzing every stat, every player, every game, trying to get better at betting or seeing if your parlay will pay off. This, of course, makes you see more and more gambling ads and go further down the rabbit hole.
Thinking about all the hours and time, that I lost watching all these sports games, gambling every single day. If you think about it from, 4 o'clock in the day until 10 o'clock at night, that's like 6 hours, guys, that I would waste every single day nonstop watching sports.
Gambling is more widespread, but there's still one question. What about Las Vegas? You don't have to travel to Nevada to gamble, so is it being left behind? The data shows us something interesting. In 1990, the Las Vegas Strip brought in $2.2 billion from gaming, but in 2024, the figure had climbed to about $8.8 billion. It seems like it's still growing, but let's take a closer look. In the 90s, over 60% of Nevada's revenue came from casino gaming, but in 2024, that was just 43%. And on the Strip, it's just 34%, down from 58%. With it so widespread in all parts of the US with sports betting, it's not growing as fast as everything else. What's really growing are the hotels, theme parks, resorts, the Sphere, the Las Vegas Strip Circuit, Allegiant Stadium. Many of these opening very recently too. As gambling becomes more widespread, Vegas is becoming something else to stand apart. Vegas is now more of an experience than just a gambling hub. But back to sports betting, it's creating a strange, self-fulfilling ecosystem. These apps are almost treated as much a part of the game as the sport itself, but not everyone inside that ecosystem is happy. On November 15, 2025, The Athletic published a major survey. Hundreds of players from the MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL were anonymously asked about how sports gambling has changed the game, and the responses are unsettling. Ever since the sports gambling change, fans treat them very differently. MLB players said, "I've received something as simple as a Venmo request with a thread on it that says, 'You owe me $9,000 because you blew the game. I need you to send me that money or I'm going to find your family.'" It's insane. Nowadays, it's F you, F your family. It's a bad day, I'm sorry. It's not like I called you and said, "Bet on me today." You're making the fans expect us to go 4 for 4 every day. And 150 of the 158 NBA players polled shared similar experiences and opinions. I personally hate gambling, hate everyone talking about parlays this, parlays that. I hate getting DMs in my Instagram talking about, "You effed up my parlay." I get 10 messages, DMs a day saying, "F you, I'm gonna F your family up." I hate people sending me threats because I messed up their parlay. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's going to come to a point where players are going to be targeted because people have lost so much money on them. It's hard to blame the players. It's almost impossible to watch sports without seeing these apps everywhere. Sports have transformed into something entirely different, and these people might seem unhinged, like their life entirely revolves around their parlay, but they've been sucked into something dangerous yet more accessible than ever. Among mobile gamblers, 22% of them are problem gamblers, which is higher than those on laptops and even offline. Mobile betting, with its one-touch, easily accessible wagering options, allows for accelerated speed of play and more instantaneous and immediate gambling. Since the Supreme Court decision, searches like, "Am I addicted to gambling?" have increased by 23% collectively, caused by sports betting. And in some states like Pennsylvania and Ohio, this is as high as 50% or even 67% respectively. Sports gambling decreases credit scores by 0.8 points, but online sports gambling 3 times as much, 2.75 points. Why? As you bet more and lose more, you often fall into the sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested a lot, and instead of cutting your losses, you keep going. Financially constrained households increase their credit card balances by about $368 relative to less constrained households, an 8% increase in credit card debt, and an overdraft increase of 24%. You take out more debt to try to win all that money back, and get even, which you probably won't. All forms of gambling can be highly dangerous, and those with a pathological gambling problem have higher odds of contemplating or attempting to off themselves. And now it's even easier to get sucked in. Those gambling ads often promote one thing: bet $5, get $200, or $500, or even $1,000. Free credit. It seems like free money, but this is the trap.
They are desperate to make sure you have a good time. They want every time you see that app icon on your phone to think about the rush you felt when you turned $5 into $100, so you keep chasing that feeling forever.
It's not just when you join either, it's also when you try to stop. Someone who took his own life was drawn in by these free bets, but when he tried to stop, it was these free bets that pulled him back into a gambling nightmare in the weeks before he died. Ironically, industry lobbyists say gambling advertising does not cause people to gamble. All of this has caused some of the legislatures who allowed the law change to have second thoughts. The power of these companies and the deep pockets they have to advertise and do everything they can to get someone to place that bet is really different once you have legalization of them. Sports betting is just too big and too lucrative to die, but surprisingly, it's not the only kind of gambling that's appeared. There's another entirely separate type that has been growing rapidly, and the strangest part is that most people don't even realize it's gambling at all. Gambling has been rebranded as fun. Online betting is everywhere. Most of these people realize it is some form of gambling, but there's another: blind boxes. A blind box can take many forms, but in short, it's a mystery item hidden behind packaging. What could be inside varies wildly, from common items to extremely rare, extremely valuable items. Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, gacha games, FC team packs, loot boxes, and one more which seems to go even further beyond. Inside some of these are cards or skins worth tens of thousands. To be clear, people definitely buy blind boxes or cards looking for profit. In that way, it can be similar to traditional gambling. Spend $5 on a pack hoping to pull a card worth over $4,000.
Wait, I think we got something.
But most of the time, you're buying one hoping to open a rare collectible, but ending up with nothing. Yet there's one more, possibly the craziest of all: Labubus, which has something far more powerful than just money: status. These transcended from just rare collectibles into fashion items, which propelled things even further. Pop Mart, which owns Labubus and other blind boxes, has been making more money than it's ever made. The data doesn't lie. Buying Pokemon cards isn't wrong. Even buying Labubus isn't wrong. I'm not judging anyone who likes these or any other blind boxes, and I'm absolutely not saying this is as bad as sports betting. But at what point do people ask themselves, why am I buying this? Am I able to stop, or is it just one more pack? One more box, then I'll pull a card which makes it all worth it. The sunk cost and gambler's fallacy is all there. Even if it looks different, all of these are quite similar. But even worse is that these blind boxes are essentially gambling for children. It's essentially turned into harmless fun.
What happens though is that once you get the high off of a really expensive item or a really rare thing or a tricky thing, oftentimes rather than feeling a sense of like long-lasting happiness or satisfaction might be the best word, long-lasting satisfaction with that type of item, there can be sort of a quick almost forgetting of that item. In some more extreme cases, not even really ever looking at that item again or enjoying that item, and where the high really comes only from the buying and from the hunting and finding that next big thing.
And it seems like it's only going to get worse. Roblox could potentially be adding gambling. Gambling is everywhere now, but instead of gambling, it would be nice if this video was everywhere. We're working on crossing 1 million subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. People who get pulled into gambling aren't stupid. These products are built by teams of analysts and psychologists whose job is simple: turn a bit of fun into a habit. Parlays feel like I was this close instead of I lost. Blind boxes feel like one more box, one more pack. Gambling has left Nevada, and now it's everywhere. Where does this lead to? Only time will tell. AI is also everywhere, and in a lot of cases, it's actually making great services worse, not better. Check out this video to learn more, but until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.